Alright, so this will be the third part. We'll move right from where we were over here. I guess I could show there's some figures, maybe one or two action figures on my shelves. So if you haven't, you'll have to check out part one and part two. I'm trying to finish the rest of this all in this video. It might be longer than the other ones, but once I start talking about the books, it's hard to stop, and I have a lot of books. Red Rising. So I've read the first couple. I really liked them. Golden Sun ended on a crazy cliffhanger. I really need to get back into the series. I even picked up the newest one, Lightbringer. Thomas Harris. So you guys know The Silence of the Lambs. Yeah. See, so we've got Red Dragon, Silence of the Lambs. So Scott Smith, Simple Plan, and The Ruins. Those are two great books. Really surprised that guy's only written two books. Up here, The Worm and His King, just a short little novella. Hidden Pictures. I have not read that yet. I think it won like the Goodreads Book of the Year one year. I've actually heard it's really bad. I don't know. I don't always just listen to people's opinions, honestly. I just like to form my own. I like to go into things blind and not know really anything about them. So I have no idea what the book's about. The Devil of Nanking. I've talked about that book a couple of times. One of the most messed up books, especially if you read the real story, The Rape of Nanking. If you want to have a bad day, go ahead and do that. Catcher in the Rye, September House, Night Film. Night Film's one of my favorite books. And then I've got some Chuck Palahniuk. I think I've read two of those. I really need to read more of his books. I want to read all of his books in publication order, like I've done with Stephen King and Cormac McCarthy. And I think his first book ever actually was Fight Club. So Paul Tremblay, I've read both of those books. Head Full of Ghosts, Cabin in the Woods. I like them both. I definitely like The Head Full of Ghosts better, but they were both good. I think he's a bit of a divisive author. Some people really don't like him. Some people love him. Riley Sager, Home Before Dark. I don't really know why I have that. I heard it's kind of a horror book, not a thriller. I'm usually not really that big on thrillers. I read one Riley Sager book in the past, and I didn't really like it very much. So give it one more shot there and see if I can enjoy that one. I've heard it's really good. So we're going to get into a lot of comics now. This is pretty much my X-Men section. So sort of in chronological order, the Uncanny 1, 2, 3, and then 4 is going to go right here once I pick it up. Deadpool is just kind of a placeholder. I slept on 4 when it was in print, and it's out of print now, so just kind of waiting for a reprint. I've read only the first section of this here. I need to read the events. But yeah, Uncanny, and then this is basically all Chris Claremont X-Men. So I could talk more about X-Men, but I'll keep it short and sweet for now, because we got a whole other shelf here. So this is the Claremont Jim Lee stuff. Age of Apocalypse. I've read almost everything on this shelf, because I read a lot of modern, and this is where I grew up right here, this era. So this is me kind of backtracking and reading stuff from before I was born. All of that before I was born. But yeah, all the X-Men just kind of merges into my Wolverine stuff right here. And since I'm already here, I'll just go ahead and pan over here and just show this is kind of my X-Men display. The Sentinel, of course. Some X-Men villains and like a couple heroes. And then some Age of Apocalypse, Mojo, Savage World. If you're into the X-Men, you'll probably like that. If not, you're probably like, dude, come on. Down here, manga, Initial D, and then Junji Ito into Vagabond. I've read all of this, every bit of it. Neon Genesis. A lot of these are stuff from when I was a kid. Attack on Titan. Let me move my big bear out of the way. I don't know why these are here. No clue. I was just moving books around. You can see I moved a bunch of figures off the shelves again. Walden, All Quiet on the Western Front, and Shirley Jackson. So, some more manga. Those are the ones I talked about recently. Laird Baron. Haven't read that yet. I just thought that was a really cool title. The Beautiful Thing That Awaits Us All. I heard that was a really good book. The Fisherman and Dante's Divine Comedy. I've talked about those books quite a bit. Move down here. It's pretty random. I've got some Emily St. John, a couple of thriller, just a little thriller section. I haven't read any of these. The Dry, Pretty Girls, You. These are just thrillers that are recommended by people in my life that are more thriller readers. I have someone that You is like their favorite book, and I haven't watched the show or anything. I do want to read it. I think it's like a 5-book series at this point. Let me move my bear back up here. All right. Story of the Eye, The Great Gatsby, Clockwork Orange, Sing Unburied, Sing. There's no reason these books are here. Of course, it's totally random. So, moving into Truman Capote, Tom Robbins, Heart of Darkness, Franz Kafka, I'm Thinking of Ending Things, Talented Mr. Ripley, and then Nabokov. Man, I really want to read Pale Fire. Some martial arts books, Bruce Lee, Filipino, and Muay Thai. Those are sort of the martial arts I did when I was a kid. When I first learned how to fight, I did Muay Thai, boxing, and Filipino stick and knife fighting kind of thing. And of course, who wasn't into Bruce Lee, right? Joseph Campbell, Barbara Kingsolver. I haven't read these Barbara Kingsolver books. I really need to. I've always heard the Poisonwood Bible was good, and then Demon Copperhead came out a few years ago. Jon Krakauer, Into Thin Air, and then The Night Watchman. So, yeah, I don't know. I think The Night Watchman won the Pulitzer Prize or something like that. So, let me get low here. Anne Rice. For being such a big horror fan, I've never read an Anne Rice book. I have a bunch of them. I have a friend that gave me like 5 Anne Rice books, and I haven't read them at all. So this was a gift, and I feel bad I haven't read any of them. It was given to me years ago. The Silver Surfer, some Donny Cates stuff right here. Brian Michael Bendis. This is a really, really good book. Jessica Jones, Alias. Doctor Strange, Venom, Conan the Barbarian. This is a beautiful book right there. Savage Avengers featuring Conan. That's why it's there. And The Punisher. So look, some of my books are actually in some sort of order. Let me move Mindless One over here. We'll just move right along. Dark Souls, some random trades up there. The Fantastic Four by Jonathan Hickman, followed by his Avengers run. Alex Ross, Fantastic Four. House of M, which I just read recently, really enjoyed it. Avengers versus X-Men, and then kind of X-affiliate books. The New Mutants, Excalibur, and X-Factor. Blade, here in the way, dude. The War of the King. Annihilation. Marvels. If you've never read any Marvel comics, this would be a really fun place to start, I think. Maybe you need a little background for Marvel, but it's like, what if you were just a regular guy and all these crazy superheroes are fighting around you? That's kind of what this book is. It's from the perspective of a writer, like a newspaper guy, experiencing the crazy world of the Marvel Universe. And the whole book is by Alex Ross, so written by Kurt Busiek, but drawn by Alex Ross, who has like the most beautiful artwork in all of comics. Infinity Gauntlets, and then this is all Daredevil, and then some Thor, and random alien trades. Back in the corner, got my Far Side and Calvin and Hobbes books from when I was a kid. All right, so that's like 2 shelves that I did in record time. It only took me 10 minutes. All right, so I just got a random shelf over here. No rhyme or reason, so bear with me. My Bible that was a gift from a friend of mine because I wanted to read Genesis, and I did. It was cool. Here's the 3 Body Problem. I've had this recommended so many times. I do have all 3 books. I just need to read them. My Spanish books. I am learning Spanish. Bit of a Clive Barker collection here. The Books of Blood. If I have like a favorite cover on the shelf, it's got to be this, right? It's just wicked, man. Love that. Books of Blood, Damnation Game. Moving into Robin Hobb. I'm a freaking weirdo. I've never read any Robin Hobb, but I decided I'll just go ahead and buy 6 of her books for some reason before I've even read one. I don't know. I just know I'm going to like it. So when I get one, I want to get the whole set kind of. So this is like the first 2 trilogies was my thought. Dungeon Crawler Carl, again, highly, highly recommended to me. Like #1 on everyone's list of lit RPG. So I just have been picking up these hardcovers. More John Gwynne that I have not read. Patrick Rothfuss, haven't read it. Empire of the Vampire, haven't read it. Bret Easton Ellis, and Don Quixote. Yeah, so this is like my little book of shame over here. I've only read a couple of books actually on this whole thing. Mostly just the Clive Barker stuff. All right. Why are these down here? I have no idea. This is like literally overflow. When I mentioned I have books stacked up on the floor, I was not joking. This is like brand new. I just bought this. It was like $12. Again, I'm a sucker for a deal, so if it's on sale, I'm probably going to grab it. So most of these are going to be books I have not read. These are like new books that I've bought that are overflow, or something like War and Peace that just randomly got thrown here. The House Next Door, some Mishima. I Who Have Never Known Men. This was recommended to me by someone that subscribed to my channel and said I would really like that. I can't remember what video it was. Maybe it was whenever I was talking about McCarthy or something. Episode 13. Bukowski. Grindel. Some Dan Simmons. Nat Cassidy. Of course, War and Peace. Leaves of Grass. Parable of the Sower. True Grit. North American Lake Monsters. Saturday Night Ghost Club. Song of Solomon. Mongrels. The Ritual. I picked up The Ritual actually last October because so many people recommended Adam Neville to me. So I just picked up one of his books. Hope I did good with that one. The Savage Detectives by Bolaño. Some more David Foster Wallace. The Godfather. Piranesi. I have no idea what this is about. I heard it's just really trippy and seemed like it would be up my alley if you like really weird fiction. All right. Tolstoy. Another, I think, like Nobel Prize winner. Sorry, Pulitzer Prize winner. Junot Diaz. John Irving. Some fantasy by R.A. Salvador. This is a Dungeons and Dragons book. Alice's Adventures in Wonderland. Return of the Screw. Devil All the Time. Floating Dragon. There's some other Paul Tremblay books. These are the 2 I haven't read. Bentley Little. Some Sam Sheridan martial art books. Oh, the Dexter books. I think I got the first 4 there. I really liked those when I was a teenager. The Stone Sky, The Obelisk Gate, and the 5th Season. I did read the 5th Season. I enjoyed it. It was very strange the way it was written. I need to read the other 2. And then The Haunted. Of course, I just recently read that. Okay. Let's go up top here. Up top, got, I mentioned before, The Wheel of Time and Malazan over there. I know it's a total mess. John Irving, Tom Clancy. Again, these were gifts. The World According to Garp is one of my favorite books. So Ken Follett and James S.A. Corey. This is just, I used to have all figures here, but now it's books. Stephen Markley, 5 December, some Dan Brown books. Sanderson, Mistborn trilogy. I did read all 3 of these. When I was talking about the Stormlight Archive, I mentioned I hadn't read any of it. I did read Mistborn. Absolutely loved Mistborn. These 3 books were so good. Really, really good. It's what got me into Sanderson. I just really want to move on to the Stormlight Archive, which I've heard is even better. So, Tale of Two Cities, Moby Dick, both those books, really great classics. Don DeLillo, Larry McMurtry. Why are movies here? This isn't a movie channel. I don't collect a whole lot of movies, but those are just some that I've collected. What are these books turned backwards? You'll never know. Those are just books I'm reading right now. Song of Ice and Fire, one of my favorite series of all time. I don't care if book 6 ever comes. I still love these first 5 books very, very much. Some H.P. Lovecraft. I've read all of that. Like I said, I grew up with Lovecraft. Some more Sanderson. I think this is a book of short stories. Dune, Children of Time. Some more Anne Rice. Dracula, Dan Simmons. Shuggie Bain. Middlemarch, Raymond Carver, Ken Liu, Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas. There's no reason any of these books should be grouped together. The Exorcist next to Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas. Okay. Dune and S.A. Cosby, Razorblade Tears. What is this? This is Water, The Alchemist, and some Dostoevsky. All right, so that's it. That is it. That's pretty much every book I have. I've got bins with some overstock books, maybe books I have duplicates of, stuff like that. But yeah, you don't want to see all that. I've got another couple of shelves and another room, but it's mostly kids' books because I have 4 kids. So, man, that was a lot. I actually got it done in less than 20 minutes. Thanks for watching. I know the first video did good. The second video, no, not nearly as good. I figured that would be the case. Maybe I should have tried to do this all in just one huge video, but that just seems like a lot. My shoulders hurt. My voice is leaving me. Thanks for watching.